Happy Saturday. Hour 7 of the Pit, otherwise known as Let's Trigger Heather. Um, so we pick up with Collins trying to get Christy out of the bathroom. Gloria butts in, Robbie handles it and then goes off on Gloria. We get another boarding rant. Robbie is clearly this entire episode escalating and escalating, getting triggered and further under stress. He starts snapping a lot at people. He's clearly feeling it. Anyway, we pick up then with Langdon and Terrence, who's a patient who has sprained their ankle. Terrence is clearly on the spectrum, which we actually get confirmed later. And Langton handles it just very poorly, doesn't have any patience, and just runs away, basically, like a little bitch boy. Robbie gets Christy out of the bathroom. Heather and Princess, find out the Good Samaritan is awake. Myrna sexually harasses Huckleberry while he's trying to grab a bite to eat, sitting at a desk, getting crumbs all over the desk, which Robbie walks in on, goes off on Huckleberry. Dana gently checks him. And then we see Nick's family and friends arriving and gathering. Mel talks to Kiara. She's worried about Ginger and apologizes to Kiara for spiraling out of control and kind of catastrophizing the situation. Santos asks Mel if she's noticed anything funny about Langdon. And Mel's like, no, like he sweats sometimes, but that could be genetic. But she's digging for stuff and she's like, keep an eye out, man. I don't fuck with this motherfucker. Let's see here. Mel takes over with Terrence. We find out he is autistic. Then we've got Santos and the wife of the Ladderfall. The wife tells Santos that Santos tells the wife that he's got some breast enlargement and that it could be a number of things, including hormonal issues. Enter Vanderpump Rules. Enter Tori from Vanderpump Rules. Comes in with a girl, Nandi, who is her roommate, and she was found wandering in the street. Mohan takes over. We go to Mel and Terrence. Mel makes him comfortable, lowers the lights, makes it quiet in the room, shuts the door, and talks to him like a person and actually listens to his questions and responds to his concerns like a person, you know. But Langdon comes in, busts up in, opens it, interrupts. Terrence clams up, but Mel handles it very well and keeps him comfortable. So Robbie, Mohan, and the med students work up Nandi. She's and they're kind of assuming it's a psychotic break, but they're going to rule her out medically. Heather talks to Christy and Christy's mother, deals with it very well. Get another STEMI patient comes in. And this is Langdon, Whitaker, and Robbie. Whitaker's freaked out when the patient crashes. We've got Santos and the Ladderfall guy. The wife of the Ladderfall guy. The wife tells Santos that she's been putting progesterone in the guy's coffee to kill his sex drive because he believes that the guy is SAing their daughter. STEMI goes south. Collins and McKay, the Good Samaritan, there is waking up, the one that rescued the woman from Nepal off the tracks. And he tells them that Manu was in fact pushed and asked to see her. The STEMI's still going south, and they bring in the ECMO team, which is where they put him on bypass so that they can repair the blockage and then restart his heart. Mohan, Victoria, and Nandi. Nandi's a beauty influencer who has started hearing voices and showing signs of a psychotic break. And Mohan starts asking questions. and getting to know her patient. And her patient is very worried that she's going to be treated like she's crazy. And Mohan is sensitive to that. We go back to the STEMI patient. ECMO team comes in. They get him on the bypass and they start to get him back. Santos tells Robbie about ladder fall guy. And Kiara says, we're mandatory reporters and she was poisoning him. And we don't have any proof of the alleged SA, but we do have proof of this because she confessed to you. So we got to call the cops on the wife. And Santos is clearly triggered. Minu is reunited with Sam, the Good Samaritan, and I cry. I cry every day. I cry. Make me sad. Quit killing me. This whole episode triggered me, and more towards the end. But like, Uncle, I am only a postmenopausal woman who cries all the time. Anyway, they get the STEMI back. Mel helps Ginger go potty. Ginger is starting to sundown and needs her meds. Mel's getting increasingly anxious. Santos talks to Ladder Fall Guy's daughter and pushes her for a disclosure. And when she fails, the daughter clams up and bolts. Robbie talks to Nick's parents again about organ donation. They need a little bit more time. Collins and Mohan discuss Nandi, and Mohan isn't ready to turn her over to psych, even though she's basically been ruled out medically and Robbie's on her ass. And Collins encourages her to follow her gut and tells her she'll back her up. We get a flashback of Robbie as he's leaving Nick's parents and going in on the ECMO patient, getting triggered of when he lost Admonson during COVID. And it's through the flashbacks we learn that he had to make the decision to take his mentor off of the life-saving treatment to give it to a child that needed it. And so get a little bit more backstory there. Robbie rides Mohan kind of mercilessly. Terrence is discharged by Langdon, sings Mel's praises. Robbie goes off on Collins for backing Mohan up, and Collins pushes back and reads Robbie. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Robbie retaliates like a little prick and then snaps at Santos. He tells the Ladder Fall Guy's wife that they called the cops on her. And Santos is losing her motherfucking mind. Langdon tells Mel how awesome she is. And then Santos does the thing. Santos goes into the Ladder Fall patient's room and threatens him. He says, if you ever touch your kid again, I'm coming for you. And she brings security to stand outside the door to make it look like she has the cops there. It's very deft. Was it unethical? 100%. Was it wrong? Y'all decide. Sometimes it means just, and I realize that he's her patient, but I will say this is that I am also a person that suffers from poor impulse control, and I certainly understand the impulse. And also the scene, the writing, her performance is so raw and so fucking real. Just chef's kiss. Very good. So we go to Dr. Heather Collins has in fact convinced Christy's mom to allow the abortion. And as she is walking away, having done what was best for her patient, she cramps up. She goes to the bathroom and she's shaking and like holding back tears, trying not to breathe the whole time, and fumbles to get her underpants down. And of course, there's blood in her underpants, and she's losing the baby. And so motherfucking real. The writing, again, like Jesus Christ. So again, chef's kiss, the performances, the writing. But yes, this episode, it took me a while to cover it because it was hard for me to take notes. It's hard to go through, but so good, so important. I love you, the pit. Join me on Monday for Manic Monday. We'll talk about all the things we're going to cram into our cram holes. Tinfoil Tiara Tuesday, we're going to talk about The Handmaid's Tale. And Weedy Wednesday, we're going to talk about The Valley and Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all come back. Have a great weekend. Take care of y'all.